This time, now that foreign inflows are very low, to believe that devaluation is not the answer at this time.
Well, that was Finance Minister Colm Immert speaking earlier today at the Spotlight on the Budget initiative. Also speaking at the event earlier today was Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. And at one point during the meeting, the Prime Minister emphasized that the state was the major contributor to the economy in terms of infrastructure and employment. And of course, within the state sector, the biggest commercial group is the National Gas Company and the group of companies associated with it. Well, joining us right now is Conrad Enill, who is the chairman of the NGC Group. Mr. Enill, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us tonight.
Thank you for inviting me.
When the Prime Minister earlier today put it like that, when he said that there's a huge responsibility, which ultimately comes down to, some major state players, including the National Gas Company, do you feel a personal sense of responsibility at this point about how this situation will be handled? COVID having an adverse effect, of course, on energy prices and the situation that the National Gas Company has found itself in.
Absolutely. Any assignment given to anybody, particularly at this point in time where you have some difficulty, in my mind, must be taken very seriously. And together with the 942 men and women who form part of the National Gas Group, I think that together, on the basis of what I have seen, and on the basis of what I've experienced, and on the basis of what we have accomplished, I think we have the best chance of surviving. We may not come out the same way we went in, but certainly we are going to come out of this at the end of the period. Insofar as the company is concerned, yes, it's a large group. It is consolidated somewhere managing $41 billion worth of assets. Phone on behalf of the people of Trinidad, but more fundamentally, it is positioned in many places in the energy sector where it can understand what is taking place locally, regionally, globally, and it has the best chance of playing in all of those areas wherever the opportunities are. So yes, Shelly, we take it very seriously because we understand the impact that it has on the rest of the society.
The Energy Minister last week, speaking at a post-cabinet news conference, painted a very somber picture about what's happening. He specifically made reference to profit margins being down at the National Gas Company. He spoke about the NGC having to absorb costs and cutting profit margins. How sustainable is this?
The way that we are looking at it is as follows. We believe that we have a responsibility to make sure that the petrochemical sector, in fact, the entire energy system, stays as stable as it is. And in order to do that, we recognize that ourselves, as well as some of the players, must contribute to that recovery. Sustainability will only occur if all the players in the sector recognize that there were good times and now there are difficult times. And in order to do this, we have to survive on less, we have to become more efficient, and we actually have to become a lot more innovative in how we do the things that are normal for us. And therefore, what the NGC Group continues to do is one, share in any cost that we have to try and maintain stability within the system. We are finding that that is very difficult to do because, quite frankly, when you look at the markets and when you look at what is taking place globally, and when you look at the reduction in prices in both ammonia and methanol on a consistent basis, we believe that the condition as we see it today will continue for maybe 18 to 24 months. So we feel that if we are able to hold on and to make the sacrifices for at least another 18 to 24 months, we will come out of this stronger, and we will come out of this with a lot more knowledge, administrative intelligence, that we went into on the other side.
Mr. Enill, I'm glad that you referenced as well, this is a time where things are lean. I want to ask you specifically about CNG. Given the current situation right now, scarcity of resources, finances, and so on, do you believe that CNG is still workable and realistic given the global trends towards electric vehicles and the trends in general?
The CNG conversation is one that is actively engaging our attention for two reasons. The first one is that when we look at the data, there are a significant amount of vehicles in Trinidad and Tobago that once they move from fossil fuel to CNG, the cost of operation will be dramatically reduced. That's one opportunity. Moving forward, we see the world moving into electric, and we believe that we need to play in that as well. So there are two specific objectives. The first is to ensure that those individuals who have vehicles, and our estimate is that the vehicle population will be around for the next 15 years. So we think that there's a 15-year time frame within which CNG will still be relevant. But going forward, hybrids and electrics and all of that would, in fact, be part of the market. And therefore, what we're doing in the group is we are looking at the question of a sustainable green agenda. That is to say, CNG, energy efficiency, renewables, solar, and all of that. We are looking to put that into a specific area where we can partner with those who are involved in that business. We can make that business more efficient. We can bring the cost down to the consumer, and we can actually add value to Trinidad and Tobago by reducing the carbon footprint. So those are topics at this point in time that is engaging the attention of the board and the leadership of
I hear you.
NGC.
And Mr. Enill, given your own background, you've been a former government minister yourself, you've played quite a public role in many areas of the country and in many areas of service. What's your recommendation at this point to sort of COVID-proof state enterprises? And in so doing, please, you can make your closing comments as we continue.
Well, first of all, we have learned that at this point in time, the world has changed dramatically, and because of COVID-19, we've had to find new ways of doing things. And all the rules that we knew before, they don't work anymore. They just do not exist. We have met those challenges head on. And in fact, we have found ways in which we can do things easier, better. And it has pushed our team in such a way that they are creating innovative types of interventions. And we are spreading that for the benefit of all. Insofar as the NGC group is concerned, we've been involved in some technologies in artificial intelligence, and we intend to make it available to the rest of the state enterprises sector. We've also done things like e-auctions. You would have seen our TT Engage platform to make investment easier. Once we have perfected the art of doing these things, we make it available to other state enterprises so that they are in fact able to benefit from what we have done. And we see that as our contribution to national development, which is part of our mandate.
All right, I want to thank you so very much, the Chairman of the National Gas Company, Mr. Conrad Enill. Stay with us here tonight on TV6 as we continue. Coming up next, as we look at 200 days of COVID-19, the first case being detected in Trinidad and Tobago, we have a panel next looking